Welcome, everyone. We are part of the Alpha Boston. Today, we bring to you more information about the Small Business Strong, that it's a private and public sector partnership set up to help women and minority-owned business to navigate the devastating impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. So in our panel today, we have Marcela Aldaz Matos. Marcela is a capital partner at the Surfside Capital in the talent management sector. We also have Yvonne Garcia, the Chief of Staff to CEO at State Street. Matt Brewster, who is part of the managing team of this amazing project, and Joel Oviero from our Alpha team as well. Thank you, everyone. Yvonne, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you, Estefania, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to some of our small businesses about this great opportunity for them. Small Business Strong started in late March as an idea, and it really was exactly what you mentioned, Estefania. It was to help small businesses in our Commonwealth, specifically minority-owned and women-led, to navigate through COVID, and then more importantly, to be able to grow and scale. We have a great group of leaders behind this effort: State Street, PwC, Bank of America, Eastern Bank, Foundation for Business Equity, McKinsey, the Chamber of Commerce, Edmundo, and the list goes on, of just leaders in the community that want to see our small businesses succeed. We recognize that they are truly the gem of the Commonwealth. They employ over 1.5 million state residents, and it is really important for us to see that they are able to navigate through this crisis and do great things as a result of surviving and changing perhaps their business model if needed. So the program itself is a platform that provides free advice to these businesses in the form of what we consider 2 core elements, which is a website, as well as the consultation arm of it, where you are assigned a business advisor and a functional specialist. And Matt Brewster, who has been helping us lead this effort, will get into exactly how that works. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to speak to the small businesses that have joined us, to offer our support at no cost, and to really just embark on this journey. Some small businesses have had to change the way they distribute products and services. Some have had to, pivot to an e-commerce strategy. Some are also welcoming employees back to work and have needed assistance in just figuring that out. And many, of course, have been navigating through the PPP process. So we have experts that are ready to help. And at no cost. And I just hope that everyone takes advantage of this platform. I'll hand it over to Matt, who will take you through the key elements of how it works and how to seek help. And then Marcela, Matt, and I are open for any questions you may have at the end. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Yvonne. Hi, everyone. As Yvonne mentioned, I've been supporting the team at Small Business Strong and launching the program. And what I'll do now is just share with you live the components of the website and how you can use the website, and also how you can access the free advisory resources. And then I'll talk a little bit about what you can expect after you request those advisory resources. So you can all do this on your own live together. The website is smallbstrong.com. We also have a Spanish website, smallbstrong.com/fuerte, for you to reference as well. And we'll distribute these links, of course. So on just the main page, you can see that we're leading with our mission of helping small businesses across the Commonwealth with a focus on women and minority-owned firms, and just to get an overview of what's offered. First, just the online portal, which is a set of curated resources, some from third-party organizations. After we reviewed a lot of different resources, we tried to centralize things and generate kind of a single source of truth. There's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot going on as organizations try to respond to COVID, both corporate government, and others. And I'll share with you a little bit more about that in a minute. And then access to advisory services, the free advisory services, including working with a business advisor first, and then with the option to be referred to functional specialists. So I'll share more about that as well. So I'll give you one example of some of the resources that are out there. If you see here, if you hover over funding programs and resources or support services, you can see that there are subcategories and pages for you to explore. One I thought I would just highlight is just local funding or resource programs. So we've broken these down by the Metro Boston area, Western Massachusetts, or Eastern Massachusetts. I highlight this because there are a lot of general sites out there that provide resources for COVID around the large corporate, national corporates offering support, the national and federal government programs. But there's a lot of local resources to complement that, and we wanted to put it all in one place so you could easily view by your region, obviously, because these programs have specific regional targets associated with them. And for each, we have a little blurb on what it is, too, to hopefully save time as you read through and decide what's most relevant for you and where you fit in terms of the qualifying for the eligibility criteria of some of these programs. And then I'll highlight one other page, and this is an example of some proprietary content that we've put together, meaning essentially where we identified that there wasn't a great kind of third-party resource to refer to that really distilled things down on certain topics. And the main topic we focused on so far is PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program, and the loans you can get associated with that. I'm hoping that many of you are aware of that, and it would be wonderful if this was irrelevant for you and you've already gotten your PPP and you're managing to forgiveness. But as you may know, the deadline for PPP loans is extended, so there's still an opportunity to August 8th is the new deadline. So if you haven't done that, just a side note, I really encourage you to do so, and we have advisors that can help you prepare your application. To be clear, Small Business Strong is not a direct lender, and we can't refer you to a specific financial institution, but what we've provided here, for example, on helping you prepare your application is what you need to get together before you go to your bank or another lender. We've put out some detail on the organizations locally that are working with non-customers in the case of banks. If you are having trouble access a PPP loan through your financial institution, they might not offer it anymore. We've included a list of mission-driven community development finance institutions that are accepting PPP loan applications as well. And then it includes information on how to manage forgiveness, right? That's the whole reason that the program is so attractive, is that if you spend the money on payroll, rent, mortgage, or other qualified expenses, you can get it forgiven up to 100%. But you have to document that, and you have to be careful about that. We have folks that help with that as well. So that's just a little deep dive example of one of the content areas that we've seen a lot of interest in, both helping folks apply to the loan program and also, again, managing forgiveness. So on the advisory side of things, which is really the core of the Small Business Strong model in a way, this is the form. You can see at the top here, I just clicked on Consultant Advisor. And this is the form that we're asking businesses to complete. There is a Spanish form on the Spanish site at the bottom with a simple set of fields that can get you into the system there. But the English form is here and has a little bit more detail. Most of the fields are optional. The more information that you can provide about your business situation and what you'd like help with, the better that we can have the business advisors get prepared in advance and study the information you provide so that when they get on the phone, they can skip from learning about your business to actually helping you out, and they can get there more quickly. But things we're asking about, obviously, your name, your contact information, location, but things deeper about your revenues, your number of employees, and some open-ended questions about your needs too, what you're looking for help with. And again, only fill in what you feel comfortable filling in. This is just meant to help the business advisors understand your business so they can come up to speed and help out. So what happens after you submit the form? On our end, we get the detail of the intake form, and we have about over 100 business advisors and functional specialists combined. And your first interaction will be with a business advisor. And this is a group of individuals that was, competitively selected through an application process. We tried to focus on individuals who have experience working with small businesses, either through their own consulting firms or they've run a business previously, but they have really good general business expertise and can advise a wide set of small businesses. The functional specialists are experts in their respective fields, and those areas are finance and accounting, marketing, sales and digital enablement, human resources, operations, and legal. And those individuals are competitively selected as well from the corporate partners who are participating. So first, you're matched with a business advisor. We don't just send you to anyone based on the fields that you fill out here, including your preference for language. We have about 40% of our business advisors speak Spanish, including Marcela on the call. She can speak to her experience here. And her colleagues at Surfside Capital have been great partners, for example, just to give you a sense of the organizations that we're partnered with. So we match based on language, industry experience, functional experience. If it seems that your request is really about something financial related, of course we have the specialists to send you to afterwards, but we might as well cut to the chase and get you someone initially who can really help you out. If you're really indicating that you want help on marketing and e-commerce, you're a retail business and you're hoping to go online, we're going to try to match you with someone who has a good understanding of that. So once the match is made, the business advisor will reach out directly to set up a time for an initial advising session, which will be 60 to 90 minutes. Some folks have had much longer conversations to assess the impact that COVID's had on your business and provide some initial advice and resources. They might point you to some of the resources here and say, well, have you considered this fund? This sounds like it could be a good fit for you. So after they provide that initial advice, what they'll do is they'll identify up to 2 areas of the functional areas I mentioned for you to engage a functional specialist. And they will refer you to that functional specialist. So say it's finance and accounting and you really need help managing your payroll records to prepare to apply for PPP, or maybe you've already gotten your PPP and you're unsure about how to spend the money in accordance with the forgiveness terms. So they're going to connect with someone that can really help you do that appropriately. Or on the HR side, if you're worried about reopening and making sure you have the proper policies in place, matching you with someone on the operations or the HR side to help you with that. And then you'll be referred over there, contacted by the specialist again. But I want to underscore that the business advisor here in our model is really the relationship manager and the one that shepherds your process, your experience through the process and ensures that you're getting your needs met, even when you're referred to another party in the functional specialist. So that's a little bit about what to expect. And I'll pause there and open it up for questions or comments. I'm sure folks have thoughts, given that was a lot of information.
Well, thank you so much, Matt, for that very comprehensive presentation. I will wait for any questions from our audience in the chat, and in the meantime, we get some more questions. Marcela, how has been your experience so far working with this program?
I think you're on mute, Marcela.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Well, thank you, Yvonne, for the heads up. That's good to know. My experience has been great so far. I think that number one, because I have the opportunity to really bring my knowledge and expertise to the table to support those businesses and individuals that need it the most. And then number two, the fact that I also have the opportunity to speak my own language and speak with business owners that really appreciate the fact that we have that offering. And what I mean by that, not just only speaking in Spanish, but also understanding what they're going through from a cultural lens or standpoint. Because sometimes the support that you need is not only related to speaking a language or translating. It's about finding someone who really understands what is it that you are going through. And I think that's what makes that's what makes a difference for small businesses strong, because we're here not just only to provide a service, but also to make sure that we assist these small businesses in feeling welcome and also understood. So to some degree, I'm comfortable saying that we're creating that sense of community and family, right? That it's that many times when we're going through different difficult situations, that's what we need. It's not just about having the money. It's not just about understanding how to do the process. It's to have someone there who can really understand and perhaps just tell you, I know what you're going through, and I'm here to help you. That's why part of the slogan of the marketing campaign that we have for Small Businesses Strong, and that has been very successful, is "No están solos." You're not alone, mm-hmm. And that's the reason why we're here.
We're in this together.
Yes, exactly.
We do have our first question from Diana, and she's asking if it's only open to businesses registered in Massachusetts. So the initial scope is Massachusetts-based businesses. However, given the crisis, we do have a couple of businesses from New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island that we have been helping. So in this current situation, we are open to helping businesses if you're outside of Massachusetts. However, our focus and our target is through the Commonwealth.
Great. We have another question, and I'll leave it to whoever knows how to answer. Is do you have to be the owner in order to sign up and go through the forms to obtain the help?
That's a great question, Matt. I don't know if from your experience with the cases, if we've had anyone but the owner sign up. I assume as long as the owner's aware, it would be okay.
Exactly. We have had a couple of examples I've noticed where it is someone in the management team, a COO, or a vice president level submit. It's been mostly the owner. But exactly like Yvonne said, we would just encourage you to obviously have the go-ahead and buy-in of the owners of the business to do so, but no reason that can't work.
So we also have some viewers from our Facebook Live, and Alberto Basayo is asking, who are some of the advisors on the team?
Well, we actually start with Marcela, who is bilingual, so it's really been a benefit to have her as a business advisor. Other members of this, for example, the Surfside Capital team, Juan Carlos Morales, Teddy Joyce, and many others, Luis Roman. And then we have many other business advisors that are leaders in our community that have experience working with small businesses. Matt knows many of them through his experience working in the space as well. Matt, if you add on?
Sure.
To that.
Yeah, I'll describe some overlap with some other efforts or organizations you might know in terms of where we looked for folks to submit applications, because again, we did run a competitive process and got a lot of information around functional experience and skill sets to ensure that we were able to get the most qualified business advisors. And some of the places we looked and we got some from include the City of Boston's Technical Assistance Program. They have a vetted network of technical assistance consultants that they work with. So we have a handful from there. And then also the Foundation for Business Equity, the Business Equity Initiative, that program that's run there by Glenn Lloyd, Tamika Moss, and others, we were able to get some business advisors from that program to participate as well. So we feel very grateful to have some really well qualified business advisors on the team.
Hello, everyone. This is Joel from Alpha. A two-part question. First part is, you mentioned that the time is about 60 to 90 minutes for the consultation. What if the business owner needs more ongoing help? Would it be also as volunteer? Would they be able to pay for it? And the second part to that is, let's say during the consultation, they realize they need marketing help or accounting help. Are they able to refer then the consultant to another specialist?
Yeah, great question. Sorry, go ahead, Ivan.
No, I was just going to say, the business advisors are equipped to help the small business owner, for up to 5 hours if needed. And it doesn't mean that after 5 hours they won't help. It is completely free to the small business owner, so at no point would they be charged, even if they end up speaking more to the business advisor. And then, and to your point, if the business advisor determines that this small business needs help in marketing or legal, tax, accounting, there are functional specialists with expertise in each of these roles that they will introduce to the business advisor, also at no cost. So the entire program is completely complimentary, free, and we have expertise in all the different functional areas that we that these small businesses would be seeking. Matt, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I think, Ivan, you covered it well. I would just emphasize two things to go deeper on that. And one is the level of support. We're definitely seeing advisors spend more time than that with businesses. We can't guarantee it. A lot of the times, we know that the needs are greater than any given resource out there. So we're trying to do our part to spread around the help to businesses. So business advisors have spent a little more time, and the duration is also very flexible. So I know 5 hours and with the BA and 5+ hours with the functional specialist, there's also that there. So at least 10 hours combined. It's not like that happens in a week because it takes a while to absorb advice and work through things, that they can be iterative, where the specialist might recommend, well, why don't you try this on your website or stand this up, and they can circle back with the specialist. So the full course of the engagement we've seen runs well over a month into 2 months sometimes, as the business owner and the advisors go back and forth. And the other question around identifying needs kind of on the call, that's spot on. That happens a lot, right? The business gets on with the business advisor and realizes, wow, I thought I needed help with applying for PPP, and I do, but I also really need to figure out how to pivot and ramp up a marketing strategy so I can stay in business, right? So the business advisor's job is to kind of, poke and prod in a nice professional way and say, what are your real needs, and refer you to the appropriate specialist. So that's very common.
Fantastic. Thank you, Matt. And I have a question on the other side. If there are any of our viewers that are part of consulting companies, is there an opportunity to sign up, or has that stage already passed?
In terms of providing business advisory and functional specialist support, yeah, we're, right now we have a good initial set of business advisors, and we went through that initial process, but we're still open to other resources that might be interested in participating, individuals or organizations, and it just might be in the coming weeks or months as we ramp up. So we can't promise when that'll happen, because we want to be able to make sure that there's enough work for those advisors, but we would definitely encourage anyone that is interested to email myself and Ivan, and we can work with you on that.
Excellent. Also, for everyone, we have, Matt has entered the website, the smallbstrong.com, and also the Spanish version on /fuerte. So you can have it at your disposal. With that, we don't have any more questions at the moment. Yvonne, do you have any words?
Yeah, thank you. It's right on time. Really want to thank the first of all, Alpha Boston for having us on the show today and the webinar, and to Matt and Marcella for their participation. And more importantly, for all the small business owners out there, I really hope you take advantage of this free program for you. We bring it with a lot of love en familia, as Marcella says. It is in all of our interests to make sure that we succeed as a community, and hopefully this is a platform that you can leverage so that we can navigate through this crisis and also position ourselves to continue to grow. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I hope everyone has a great day, and I hope you go to the website and sign up for some assistance.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.